Ringo Starr once said something that stopped a room full of fans dead in their tracks. Not about music, not about fame, but about a rule the Beatles had in their tour van. And somehow, that tiny story says everything about what made the Fab Four so remarkable. At 86 years old, surrounded by flowers and the laughter of devoted fans at his annual Peace and Love birthday celebration in Beverly Hills, Ringo Starr opened up in a way that felt genuinely unscripted. No rehearsed statements, no carefully worded PR speak. Just honest, funny, deeply human memories from a man who lived one of the most extraordinary stories in music history. The van story became an instant crowd favorite. During the Beatles' early days, 4 young musicians crammed into a small vehicle for hours at a time, touring relentlessly across the country. To keep the peace, literally, the group came up with a simple code. If someone passed gas, they had to own up immediately. No confessions meant uncomfortable silence until someone broke. Ringo laughed, telling it, calling the rule effective and oddly tension-relieving. It's the kind of detail that never makes it into the history books, but it reveals something real about who these men were beneath the legend. The celebration also gave Ringo the chance to talk about his enduring friendship with Paul McCartney. Just weeks earlier, the two had recorded a genuine duet together on Paul's album. Not just trading verses, but singing side by side from start to finish. Ringo described it as a first for them in that sense, which drew warm applause from everyone in attendance. Their bond, built across more than 6 decades, clearly hasn't dimmed. When asked how he feels about the Beatles all these years later, Ringo didn't hesitate. He called them the greatest band ever. And the way he said it, you believed him completely. But behind that pride lies a story that was far from easy. In 1968, during the fractious sessions for the White Album, Ringo quietly reached a breaking point. He felt disconnected from the other 3 members, and believed he was no longer playing at the level the band deserved. He eventually sat down with John Lennon and told him he was thinking of leaving. John's response floored him. He felt the same way. Paul, when Ringo went to him next, said almost the same thing. 3 members of the world's biggest band, all silently convinced the others had drifted away from them. Ringo stepped away briefly, vacationing in Sardinia with his family. It was during that trip that he wrote Octopus's Garden. When he came back to the studio, he found his drum kit covered in flowers, the band's quiet way of saying they wanted him home. The moment mattered. Even so, the fractures never fully healed. By 1970, the Beatles were finished, not with a dramatic implosion, but with a slow, inevitable unraveling shaped by grief over losing their manager Brian Epstein, management disputes, and each member pulling in a different direction. Ringo has never described it as a tragedy. In his words, things only last so long. Today, their music streams billions of times each year, and Ringo is still touring, still recording. His 2026 album Long Long Road is proof that his passion for music runs far deeper than nostalgia. The last 2 Beatles are still in each other's lives, still making people smile. If their story moves you the way it moves millions of others, drop your favorite Beatles memory in the comments, and subscribe to keep more legendary stories coming your way.